Okay, so here's the thing. I wrote the script for Black Panther. I sent it to my Gmail and I forgot to print it out on paper. So I'm just gonna directly read from my Gmail and yeah, this is what I wrote about Black Panther. So yeah, I have finally watched Black Panther and I wasn't even in the theaters when I was watching it. Yeah, yeah, streaming services. Yeah, don't mind me. Anyway, hey guys, what's up? And today I'm gonna do a review on the highly anticipated Black Panther, the movie. So it is the 18th Marvel Cinematic Universe movie where it takes place in the same universe as Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, and etc. But this time, it is a standalone film about one of the superheroes, and it is Black Panther, and more specifically, T'Challa, King of Wakanda, a secret African country who's actually super high-tech and fancy. The movie is directed by Ryan Coogler, who directed Creed not too long ago, and it stars Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, Michael B. Jordan as the villain Killmonger, Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia, who was T'Challa's lover, Danai Gurira, you may know her as the crap. What's the name again? What's the name again? Think. Um, Michonne. Michonne from Walking Dead. Took me like a minute. Daniel Kaluuya. You may know him from Get Out! Also Martin Freeman in an American accent. He does a good American accent. It's just that it looks super weird seeing him talk like this, you know? What in the world? So basically, if you haven't watched Captain America Civil War, don't watch this review because we're gonna explore some spoilers. So in Captain America Civil War, T'Challa's dad got killed in an explosion and he was the king. But the king's dead, so now T'Challa had to be the successor. And then this British guy who Andy Serkis plays um, wanted to smuggle vibranium away from Wakanda. By the way, vibranium is this super strong metal that is only possessed by Wakanda. And also, wow, Andy Serkis landed himself a human role in the MCU. And then this Michael B. Jordan dude, Killmonger, helped Andy Serkis smuggle these vibranium away. Except Killmonger wanted more, and it is to take T'Challa's throne. Like, wow, it's insane. But as you go along the movie, you would understand why does he want the throne. Going into this movie, I was slightly skeptical, and it's because I don't know, will Marvel bring us something newer and more creative on the table? And indeed, this movie may be a bit cliche sometimes, and overall, it's still following the rules of most superhero movies nowadays. It also has some new elements to it. I mean, Ryan Coogler must be very worried for making this movie. So, if I were him, I would also probably stick to the rules and not experiment too much. And this movie isn't as action-packed as I thought it would be. There were a couple of really intense fights, and in fact, there was a car chase scene that takes place in South Korea, and it's a really kick-ass scene. So there's that. But that's what you would expect, right? Instead, this movie focuses a lot on politics and the inner struggles of T'Challa, which isn't bad at all. We see T'Challa struggle not only as Black Panther, but as a king, and his personality is really down to earth and just. And the movie overall is basically T'Challa almost failing completely, but slowly rising back up to power and that is impressive. And whoever wrote the story of this thing also had a mainstream sense of humor. They made references of Jake Paul and SoundCloud rappers in the movie. Yeah, talking about being trendy. The visuals are aesthetically pleasing, as usual, but I actually kinda like the style of the artwork this time. It's more black, purple, and golden. We also get to see a lot of Wakanda, its cultures, and its people. It's kinda weird because it's a mix of native African culture with some sci-fi, futuristic, high-tech shit. It's really weird, but I guess it's also kinda cool. Let's talk about the acting performances. Nothing too bad, nothing too good. However, almost everyone's speaking in an African English accent, which makes them speak twice as slow as normally. And I'm kinda confused. Top Dog Entertainment helped curate a full-length soundtrack album to this movie, and there's only 3 tracks that are used in this movie, at least from what I heard, and that is Pray For Me, Ops, and All the Stars. And they only used a snippet of Ops, like Vince Staples wasn't even in there. What the hell? I'm confused. So someone please tell me what's the whole point of that soundtrack album if they didn't really use most of the tracks. And there are also a couple of big flaws in this movie. First of all, Killmonger appeared in a really cool scene at the beginning of the movie, and then he's gone for at least 40 minutes. And that just kind of leaves me hanging there, wanting for more. And the first half of the movie simply feels like a Marvel movie that has chase scenes and explosions and fight scenes and all that, and it just feels like Marvel didn't put anything new on the table. However, on the second half of the movie, it becomes way more intriguing and three-dimensional. And the villain Killmonger is also very three-dimensional, which I love, and it's because we actually do understand his standpoint. He was raised in the USA and he had to deal with all these problems while he could have been protected in a way better country, which is Wakanda, of course. So he was thinking, why didn't Wakanda share all these technology and resources and help other countries? And the protagonist of this story actually thought about that and learned something. And then I'm giving a spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Wow. I didn't see Claw, who's played by Andy Serkis, die that early. It just happened. It almost feels as if it's supposed to be a standalone movie, but Claw got killed by Killmonger so that we can roll into the second half of the movie. And the death of Forrest Whitaker's character is also really tragic, but the death of Killmonger is emotional. Killmonger was told that Wakanda had the best sunset in the world, and Sterling K. Brown told him, so there's that. So before he died, T'Challa brought him to see the sunset for his last few moments, and that's emotional. And Bucky made an appearance in the end credits scene, and it's pretty damn interesting. But overall, the story is really nice. The visuals are cool, and yeah, there are scenes where it got way more intense than I have expected. Although it's not as action-packed and as exciting, it has a lot of heart, and it's a violently political movie, and I hope watching this movie would help me go through Avengers Infinity War, although it's great as a standalone movie. Ryan Coogler is owning his skills in directing and writing, and I want to see more from him. There are a few flaws in this movie, and there are moments that leave me wanting more, but it's a great movie nonetheless. I'm saying Black Panther is cool stuff, and I'm going to be generous. I'm giving it a 7 to an 8 out of 10. Another 8? What are you doing? So, have you watched Black Panther, the movie? From 1 to 10, how much would you rate it? Like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more.